Alright, hey everybody, this is Purge, and this is the Game 2 of the Malaysian Dota2 Invitational Finals. Orange is currently up 2-0. As a result, they got one game from going through the winner's bracket. MiTH.Trust eventually, at some point, got defeated by Orange, and we're put in the loser's bracket. So they're up Game 1, and in Game 2, technically, the first played game, which is technically Game 2, we did see a very, very even game for 35 minutes and then a bunch of lag sit-ins. So unfortunately, we waited around for about 10 or 15 and we had to play it out. So MiTH.Trust ended up losing the game despite having pretty much equal farm and being in a good position, and Orange pulled out the win. So they're up 2-0, and we will see how the rest of this tournament lines out. So if Orange pulls out the win here, that's the end of the tournament. 3-0 win by Orange in the finals, and just a dominating fashion. Not going to lose any games here. But MiTH.Trust definitely very close and very able to take games off of them. So we will see how this ends up going. At the most, we're going to see 3 more games. At the least, 1. So I'm going to be solo casting for the rest of the night, guys. So I appreciate you tuning in with me. Everybody else has gone to sleep. 3:39 in the morning. I'm rocking out here and going to sleep really good tonight when I finally pass out. That's for sure. Interesting first round bans. Once again, a Faceless Void right out of the gate. Teams are apparently valuing that Faceless Void ban just as a result of him having a lot of ulti shutdown. You know, his ultimate is really good. It's been good on paper for a while. Void is pretty much unchanged for the longest time, but eventually people are going to appreciate him more and more. Just as he fits in the metagame. It's basically people started picking Void as counters to other heroes, and eventually at some point apparently MiTH.Trust doesn't like those 2 hard carries. Anti-Mage, understandably, is very hard to gank. So Barrier is the first pick by Orange. They did play him in the last game as well, but the player who played him was a little over-aggressive the entire time. Did a couple suicides, so hopefully that's not going to be the case this time. Lich and Earthshaker immediately picked up by MiTH, and I must say I have been seeing Earthshaker played pretty effectively so far this tournament. Immediately responding, Orange goes with the old Windrunner Clockwork Goblin, and already they're picking up a ton of solo heroes here, which is pretty interesting. And there's a hero that hasn't been picked or banned very much. It's going to be Night Stalker. And maybe Southeast Asian teams don't necessarily appreciate him a lot, but European definitely do. They love banning and picking Night Stalker because he has such a commanding presence in the early game. His ganking in the mid game is disgusting, and he can just put your team in a really good setup. Not to mention he just counters so many heroes, and he can use his abilities based on the how well it affects enemy heroes. He's very good against ganking Windrunner as well. So Clockwork Goblin hasn't seen a lot of play here. So kind of curious why Orange ended up picking it up. Maybe they've just been sitting around taking their time, ready to decide who they're going to pick up. But Clockwork Goblin can see some very good action, especially against heroes like Lich and Earthshaker. He's always going to want to hook in on them, cog them in, do the battery assault, and end up picking off those heroes, and they definitely have the option. Alright, we do see an Enigma ban from Orange, fearing a little bit of push coming out of MiTH. I've seen similar strategies like that from Panza, who is a German team. They played a lot of Enigma with Night Stalker. Just do a lot of early advantages and tower pushing with the Eidolons, basically. We're also going to see a Slardar ban from MiTH. I believe they did that last game as well. Banned out the Slardar. Slardar can do a lot of cool options, especially against heroes like Night Stalker. Getting like a ton of minus armor on Night Stalker can really help out. Plus, not to mention that the extra stun from Slardar makes a big difference. Weaver is going to get banned by Orange, fearing that hard carry. He does have a lot of options, and he's very difficult to kill. And one last ban for MiTH here before we run into the second round. Once again, guys, we're in the finals. If Orange pulls out a win here, tournament is over. They will be victorious. MiTH.Trust will get second. Or MiTH.Trust has to win 3 games in a row, so this could be very uphill for them. Well, it is very uphill. They need to get a win right now. Boost their spirits up, play another 2 games. Minute 23 left before they ban their last hero. I think it would be wise to ban a support hero here. I really don't see... It's going to be a Chen, which I think is also smart. Going to give them a lot of early survivability. And Orange actually going to play Morphling this game. Been seeing Myth pick up Morphling fairly regularly throughout the tournament, but this time it is going to be Orange playing him. Didn't really expect that. Sometimes I forget to click my mouse on the window and then we don't hear game sound. Which is too bad. That's okay.
10 seconds remaining.
And nothing quite yet. In terms of picks, still taking some time. Why are people saying the stream is down? Is it still working? Still looks good to me. Yeah, good. If you guys ever see anyone complain about stream quality in chat, immediately tell me how the stream is for you. That would be sweet, because then I don't have to, like, take time off of casting. And it's going to be an Omni Knight pick out of MiTH.Trust. Very interesting. Omni Knight plus Night Stalker is going to be really nasty against Orange in the mid game. Especially, and also Night Stalker not too bad against Morphling. Anyways, because you can throw the silence on him. He's not going to be able to wave form away. He's not going to be able to use Replicate annoyingly. And Omni Knight pop and repel on heroes like Night Stalker means that he's going to be able to do fantastic BKB-like things in team fights early game and not have to buy a BKB until later.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
One more pick for each team. Taking their sweet time, man. Both at 40 seconds. Probably going to be a support hero guaranteed for Orange. They're definitely missing that out. Most likely won't see Windrunner as a support. Their lanes are going to be really weird, though. They almost need a jungler, but it's going to be a Crystal Maiden. So I think they're going to do a Windrunner, Crystal Maiden with a Morphling tri-lane, Bat Rider solo mid, and Clockwork on the top lane. That's what I'm expecting, at least. For the Dire team, pretty much set on their support heroes. May need somebody to solo the bot lane. Unless they end up doing a tri-lane with like Lich, Earthshaker, or somebody else. And that may be likely. Or they could do something cool like a Lich Priestess of the Moon. That's always a really strong lane against a hard carry. Because they're both 600 range heroes. And then they also have Dark Ritual. So just laning like a Priest of the Moon and a Lich on the bot lane I think might be really smart. And then do something like Earthshaker Omni top. That would be kind of cool. But they're going to go for a Drow Ranger this game, which is a pretty good counter to Morphling, once again because of Silence. Silence is great against Morphling. And we're just waiting for the teams to pick the heroes they're going to play here. And we'll be into the game. Here we go. Finally casting Dota. I've been sitting here for so long, man. Alright. Extinct going to be playing the Windrunner for Orange. Yamata going to be playing the Bat Rider. Mushi is on Morphling. Ice playing Crystal Maiden. And Winter playing the Clockwork Goblin. Dire team. FFFY playing the Earthshaker. Abba going to be playing Night Stalker. Trill Tank playing... No, I'm sorry. It's just TNK playing the Lich. 3 Linu is playing Omni Knight, and finally Lackles is on the Drow Ranger. Mushi asking what server we're at. People are testing out their delay here. Gonna be interesting to see how Lackles is going to play a Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger is pretty straightforward, a lot of right-clicking, needless to say. Much simpler than a hero like Morphling. A lot of stat items on the Morphling. Picking up the double GG. Or, I'm sorry, the double Tango. Looks like they're going to be awarding the pull spot. Windrunner will be soloing with a Ring of Bacillus, so I assume she's going to be top. And Batrider going for a really fast bottle, 354 gold on him. Night Stalker still in the base. He's expecting to lane against a Batrider apparently, because he does have that magic stick already. I assume they're talking admins. Let's look at the APM guys. No, I'm just kidding. Current gold. Hey, they fixed all those numbers. We are still waiting. Actually, why don't I check? I should probably log back on my chat.
Thirty seconds to battle.
So it looks like we're gonna remake the game. One second, guys. Where? All right. Alright, we're back in the game, guys. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Morphling.
Bad Rider! With flair.
Alright, here we go.
Prepare for battle.
Interesting Crystal Maiden items, 237. I think the reason that teams do this, somebody explained this to me, I think Luminous maybe, is that if the creep ward or the creep is actually spawned or is canceled with wards, they can still buy sentries. It's kind of a cool little trick that they do. So this way Crystal Maiden can still lane okay, but can always just buy sentry wards to counter the pull spot if needed. Which they'll use down here, obviously. Since they are going to be tri-laning with a Windrunner and a Crystal Maiden, they more or less need to get pulls going on, because the ganks aren't going to be very effective, so they save 200 gold, so that they can end up doing that later.
30 seconds to battle.
Alright, so it looks like it's going to be a Lich Omni Knight on the bot lane. Kind of an interesting lane. Mid lane is going to be a Night Stalker, and top will be a Earthshaker with a Drow Ranger. Kind of weird stuff. But these will work out pretty well. Clockwork Goblin going to pick up a double damage rune on the top lane. Will he be doing a... What is going on? Are they going to be doing a Clockwork Windrunner? That's kind of what it looks like. There's a pause out of Extinct. I do not know what's going on. Some inside joke, dang it. Alright, there we go. So it looks like it's going to be a Windrunner with the Crystal or a Clockwork Goblin dual lane, which is pretty weird. A little bit of pinging on the bot lane. It's going to be Crystal Maiden spotting out the Lich and the Omni Knight. With that, with the Morphling up, or I'm sorry, with the Lich up, it's going to be denying a lot.
Boom, there he
Couple
goes.
hits on Winter.
Not gonna
By the Drow
happen.
Ranger, just opting for the Aura first. Doesn't even care, man. Plus 3 damage. Doesn't need the Frost Arrows, doesn't want the Silence. Just gonna get a little bit of damage. A little bit of harass going on the Crystal Maiden. Still no nukes from Lich because he is only level 1. Omni Knight does have his heal though. And Bat Rider already taking a lot of damage in the mid lane. Night Stalker not really spending that much. There's 7 stacks on the magic stick, so I assume Bat Rider tried to do a little bit of diving there and continuing the stacks. Windrunner getting all the farm on the top lane. Such a weird lane. Almost always see Clockwork soloing here. He may just end up jacking any CS that's not going to be available from other people.
Rocket on.
And the Power Shot and the Rocket are going to do a little bit of damage to that Drow Ranger. If you guys are just tuning in for this game, Orange is up 2-0. If they pull out a win here in this game, they're going to be the winners of the finals. MiTH.Trust coming from the losers brackets, they're already down 1 game, and Orange end up pulling out the win for the first game of the last set. Omni Knight doing a little bit of chase here, and Crystal Maiden's going to survive no problem. See how long it takes for her to grab any aura levels. Last game she took a very long time before we saw any. And Morphling trading some hits onto the Lich right off the bat. He still has not skilled up yet. Kind of interesting. There's the Fissure. Crystal Maiden in a lot of trouble, and indeed, she's going to do everything she can to get a kill off. Nice repel on the Lich. Is it going to be enough? It is. Holy crap. Really nicely done by Omni Knight there. Popping the repel on the Lich prevents Mushi from getting that last hit. with the waveform. I mean, the waveform guaranteed would have gotten the kill. That was really, really cool stuff. I was like, alright, Lich is dead. But then it didn't happen, so good decision making by Ice. Just be like, oh, I'm absolutely dead. I'm going to do everything I can to try to pick off Lich and feed Morphling and kill, but good play by the Omni Knight results in Morphling not going to be able to get anything. MiTH.Trust up one game. I'm sorry, one kill. Blah. 2 power shots now, a Windrunner. The Napalm is stacking up Night Stalker. Still no bottle for him. He does have boots though. Picking up fast boots here. It's going to keep him survivable against that Bat Rider. And Bat Rider bringing himself some boots using the Flying Courier. Stacks are continuing. Another ping from Mushi. Crystal Maiden just doing some little casual pulling. Get her up to level 3. She does have the aura now. It's going to help with the Clockwork Goblin. It's going to help out the Windrunner. It's got the old double rocket. Even Bat Rider will be assisted. And they do have vision. Bat Rider looking for the top rune. It's going to be invisibility. Or Shaker snags that. And we'll be roaming towards the top lane. There's a ping on the Omni Knight. They want to be aggressive, but he still does have 2 repel levels. And there we go. AoE from the Crystal Maiden doesn't do any damage because of that repel. And Morphling actually doesn't have any ring of health yet, so he's actually not sitting in the best shape ever. 150 gold, and he's gonna actually have his ring of health. And the tri-lane on the top lane now being very effective. Lich shifting gears and going to the top lane instead. Kind of interesting that they have changed his position. Omni-Knight's going to get more solo EXP now, which is cool. And Drought doesn't really need a lot of levels. That's also important to look at the fact. Drought doesn't necessarily need a crap load of levels. Unlike most carries, I mean, in the mid game it's going to be really nice when Drought obviously has more levels. But once her aura is maxed and she does have her ulti, she's really more reliant on just having really good items. So having Lich shift up to the top here isn't as big of a detriment to the other laning partners. So Omni's going to get solo farm, he's going to get solo EXP, and Lich is still going to deny the other heroes in the game. Especially with that soul ring now, he's not going to have any trouble laning basically. And just being able to farm that up by itself is basically why Lich went to the bot lane for just a period of time. Earthshaker not going to make anything happen on the top lane, so he's going to roam around a little bit more. He does have boots of speed. Another rune control moment. It's going to be on an Earthshaker. He does go on him. Earthshaker knows he's in trouble. Nice juke so far, so good. 2 stacks and he gives up. Yamata wants the rune and ends up being bottom enemies. God, that fire looks awesome. And there's even a ping. It's going to be a double damage rune, and they're going to beat him there. Night Stalker going there first. He is level 6.
Double damage.
It's going to be swinging towards the mid lane, it looks like. Windrunner getting a kill on Drow on the top lane. Combination of power shots and other things. And Night Stalker going to go in the jungle briefly and take out the easy creeps using that double damage. You will be going towards the bot lane, not quite level 7. Crystal Maiden getting some wards brought to her. Mushi down here, he does have a pretty much full wand plus ring of health. He's actually going for stats. Doesn't quite have morph yet. And Night Stalker will back off. Apparently, they don't feel like they don't feel confident enough to go for that. Lich continuing to solo on the top lane now. Drow Ranger, where are you at? Drow is not dead. Okay, she's just getting back top. Just regular boots on her for now. It's only 600 HP, pretty easy to kill still. And there's the ping on the other ganking heroes. They're gonna back up from this. Windrunner are going to go up to the creep line. Just about to get her phase boots, so she's going to get a little bit more aggressive. They do have vision, so they know when it's time to back up. So many pings going on. Another ward by the Crystal Maiden will scout out the laning heroes. Omni Knight trying to get solo EXP, but he's kind of in a weird situation because of the fact that Crystal Maiden can just run past here and do a little harass. He can always repel himself.
The armor of omniscience.
But he's not going to get a lot of farm, is the thing. He's going to get EXP at this point. He's probably not going to die, but he's not going to get a lot of gold. And that's not necessarily ideal for him. Now, Windrunner is going to have enough for phase boots now. Clockwork continuing to get any CS, while the Windrunner isn't actually up there. Windrunner's getting the gold. Clockwork Goblin's getting the farm. Kind of a weird balance. He does have regular boots, but that's about it. And Night Stalker still hasn't made anything happen yet. I mean, it's 2 minutes into nighttime. He could have been ganking already. I mean, I know he didn't have a bottle, but I really feel like he should make something happen. And this is something I think that the Southeast Asian teams haven't been doing well yet. I really haven't seen a Night Stalker played really effectively, or at least played to the INVA levels that I have seen in some European teams. I don't know if it's just like a poor understanding of the hero, or they just don't necessarily feel like doing it in this game. I mean, there aren't necessarily a lot of opportunities so far to do so. He did have that DD down here, and they were obviously in very defensive positions. I would have backed up from that as well. And in the meantime, he's just farming. It's like the entire Orange team is just playing really, really safe, extremely safe. Could also be that, you know. Drow Ranger continuing to take a lot of damage. Nice power shot, going to catch the Lich and that Drow Ranger. Rocket will continue to land on them, I'm sure. Another power shot going on the Lich. Down to 180. Rocket will do a little bit more damage. No shackle shot. One more power shot's going to miss. Not going to catch the Earthshaker. Very passive game. Both teams know how close this money is. If Orange loses, man, MiTH.Trust gets a little bit of an advantage. Has to pull out 2 more wins for the win. Earthshaker baiting out the stun a little bit. And Windrunner will escape. Spots the Lich going around. Actually, Lich is level 5 here. Big nukes coming out of him. And Batrider will bottle the invisibility rune, which may be a gank on the mid lane. Now, Crystal Maiden actually going for 3 aura this game. And this is as a result. It's going to basically allow Windrunner to spam those power shots, especially with the Arcane Basilius. It makes a big difference. And Clockwork Goblin as well, not going to have any mana problems. He can opt to get something like a Power Treads, and he's going to have absolutely no problem casting his spells continuously. Still no invis pop by the Batrider. He is now level 8. More pings going down the Omni Knight. And still no morphs levels on the Morphling. Just sitting on agility treads with the Ring of Health. Fissure goes on the Batrider. Will he get ganked? The invisibility gets popped. He pops the bottle as well. And I think it's pretty obvious where he's going. The creeps are confused. Smoke on the Earthshaker and the Night Stalker. They're finally going to do something. Level 8, 2 levels of Crippling Fear with the ulti. If they can put a good silence on the Windrunner, it's going to be big trouble for her. And here they're coming in.
Homing in.
Here comes the fear. There's the fear. There's the void. Windrunner in a lot of trouble. Here comes the stun. And there it is. It's going to catch on the Clockwork Goblin. He's not going to get the enchant totem out, but he gets trapped in. And that could be it for the Clockwork Goblin. There's the void. Here comes the Frost Nova in just a second. And there it is. Batrider coming in. He's got his Blink Dagger already. Holy crap, dude. Night Stalker taking a lot of damage as well, but he's going to be absolutely fine. Batrider will still chase us. There's the waveform. And it's not going to be enough. They're not going to catch up to him. He pops his salve as well. He's just too fast, dude. It is not possible to catch up to Night Stalker in the nighttime. And he's going to disable the salve, so that's like 200 damage. That Night Stalker will not get back 200 HP. Alright, Morphling swinging back towards the bot lane. Night Stalker will be spotted. It is daytime, though. Omni Knight continuing to solo. He's got 1k gold now. Let's see if he picks up some arcane boots. It's oftentimes what Omni Knights like to go for. Winter now getting some solo farm. Finally gonna start leveling up here. Needs to hit level 5 so his rockets actually do better damage. Clockwork Goblin is such a good CSer, man. His attack animation is amazing. So Muchi trying to get some solo farm. He's got his Perseverance finished. He is now level 8. Draw Ranger level 6. Treads on her. Not going to get any ulti off Clockwork Goblin, but they're going to be able to pressure just a little bit. He's actually going to... Nope, not going to go for it. There's the Chain Frost. He's going to bounce a couple dudes, but nothing else, and that's it. Clockwork Goblin gets taken out really easily there. Doesn't even matter that Lich's Chain Frost didn't bounce. Just chaining the nukes together on a low underfarmed hero who doesn't have any HP is definitely going to be adequate. Now, Bat Rider with that Blink Dagger is going to be able to make a lot of stuff happen early in the game, especially against a hero like Omni Knight, basically, who's going to be casting the Repel. They will be able to disable. It's still going to be a pain in the ass, though. Clockwork Goblin on the high ground. I'm sorry, Crystal Maiden going to spot out the Omni Knight. And Windrunner now shifting to the bottom. Kind of an unusual change-up. Winter's on the mid lane. Still not level 6. Draw Ranger going for that Helm of the Dominator next. It's going to be really effective for right-clicking, essentially, when she isn't getting frostbit. And there's another rocket. It sounded a little bit like Lena ulti to me. Night Stalker Illusion will scout things out. Are they going to spend the cooldowns? Oh, they do realize it's an illusion. And now Omni Knight knows that he was getting ganked, man. That is actually really lucky for MiTH there. That would have been a Bat Rider Blink ulti with follow-up from Windrunner, Beast, and Magic Nukes, and Omni Knight might have gone down there. Only 967 HP. It's not easy to eat that stuff. Those hard disables. Night Stalker popping his ulti, and there's the chase that's going on the Clockwork Goblin. The support TPs are coming. It's Bat Rider, but that's gonna be it. Are we gonna see a Blink ulti? Probably not. They're not gonna be able to kill Night Stalker. And Earthshaker's also there. MiTH.Trust is just out ganking Orange right now. Not really able to win any lanes. I mean, Morphling's still farming. He's got his Perseverance. He's got 500 gold in the bank. If we look at the CS, I mean, he's not doing bad. 71. He's doing very good, actually. But just not looking super good for Orange. Crystal Maiden taking the time to get a little bit of solo EXP. We'll see if she maxes out Frost Nova next. She's got 3 levels currently. It's going to let her do the most damage. Night Stalker level 9. Yamata coming back to the mid lane now. Haste Rune being bottled by Night Stalker. Who needs it to be nighttime? This will be spotted by the runes. Mushi is now aware. A little bit of CS mistake, but not a huge deal. Creeps are coming through. There's the Omni Knight. He's going to probably be a little scared now. Night Stalker is in vision. Will he wait for him? There's the stun by the Fissure. Are we going to see the silence? There's the silence. There's the Void. They're going to burst him down. Wow, look at the support TP. It's just too late, though, by Orange. They're going to catch Night Stalker. Night Stalker will end up dying, guaranteed. Barrett are going to change targets because they know that Night Stalker will drop. And that's it, though. Just a little bit too late there by Orange. TP is too late, man. Makes all the difference. The silence, the Earthshaker stun was basically what sealed that. Morphling, I know, was about to wait for him. He basically needed to wait for him immediately upon seeing Night Stalker, and they were just a little too slow on it. Draw Ranger continuing to farm now. There's the wave for him. Big hits on the Draw Ranger, down to 500 HP. 3 levels of silence on her. Continuing to harass. Unfortunately, the waveform not going to land there. Man, he didn't even get to pop his magic stick. Did he get stunned? It was like, I think he just died basically. I don't know. I know the Echo Slam went off. I thought he was just feared though. Maybe he just messed up. It's hard to say. Yeah, only one Aftershock. The stun isn't that long. Barrett are doing great stuff, which is stacking camps and then using Firefly to get all the gold and the CS. He's gonna level up to level 11. He's doing very, very good on his EXP, that's for sure. Lich on the bot lane as well now. Level 7 on her, or on him. Magic Wand, TP Scroll with the boots. And it looks like the Night Stalker is going to scout out the enemy team. I don't think they have vision of this, but he does have the invisibility rune. A little bit of rocket flying past. And the raiding team is coming to defend this. Orange wants to keep their tower alive. Night Stalker looking for an opportunity. Will he ult Fear? He's thinking about it. Here comes the team fight. They don't know Bat Rider's there. There's the nighttime. There's the initiation going on the Crystal Maiden. The Chain Frost luckily bouncing to creeps. No, it's coming in. Crystal Maiden gets cleaned up. Bat Rider takes more damage than she wanted to. And Windrunner as well. If they can get the shackle off, there it is. Perfectly done. Going on Abba. And indeed, nice play. Mushi comes in, picks up the kill on the Night Stalker. Really good response there by Orange. Getting the Omniate as well, apparently. Ended up dying. I'm not sure who killed him. Is that the Bat Rider? I don't even remember. Top tower does get killed though by the Drow Ranger. Trading hits with the Windrunner. And Orange at a 4 to 7 kill disadvantage. If we look at the gold tab, very, very equal, man. Peaking at 1500, but not a big deal. A couple quick kills here by the Dire team, putting it back in their advantage. Actually, that means the Radiant is out farming. So Radiant team out farming, obviously, despite being down by a tower. And by having slightly less good lanes, I guess. But they've been doing a good job getting a lot more last hits. Drow Ranger almost needs to just auto attack a couple guys until she heals up back to full. 20 HP per heal, pretty good stuff. Alright, Morphling picking up his ultimate orb 20 minutes in. He's going to have his Lincolns finished in another 3 or 4 minutes maybe. Power Shot going to do a little damage. Windrunner really moving a lot here. Getting close to Arcane Boots. Still 300 gold away. Lich level 8. Still no Frost Armor, but not really a big deal. They don't really have any melee heroes, so they don't really need the skill that much. How's Earthshaker doing? Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. Damn, dude. Such a fast Blink Dagger. Night Stalker not obscenely tanky, but he is going to pop the smoke.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Power Shot continue to be shot, just to slow down the creep wave. And she's playing very, very safe in terms of positioning. All of MiTH.Trust except for the Drow Ranger are in ganking positions. Everybody smoked up in the jungle. Omni Knight continuing to soul, continuing to get EXP. He's actually going to go for a mechanism as well. He's got his bracer, and Crystal Maiden gets picked off. Kind of a huge waste there by the Lich. Popping the ulti already. And there's the slow on Windrunner. But will she survive? Clockwork Goblin is also around, but there's creeps. And Bat Rider comes in. Is he going to initiate? Nothing yet. Earthshaker goes in. He Echo Slams. Shackling 2 heroes together. Rocket doing a lot of damage as well. And Bat Rider going to try to finally finish him off. Omni Knight ends up dropping the ulti as well, but it doesn't matter. Magic damage is going through it. He wants to get that Earthshaker. Are they going to get the Earthshaker? Indeed, Windrunner does clean up. No heal on Windrunner, and she does go down. Bat Rider as well. He's actually going to blink forward. I don't think he's going to be able to get Omni Knight. He's just going to be running away at this point, but Night Stalker is chasing. There's the fear and slow. He wants to get this invisibility, but he's not going to make it, man. Really rough there for Yamata. Morphling does grab it, though, using the invisibility. And that team fight is over. Only losing Earthshaker. I believe that was it. I don't know if Lich died and respawned. I'm going to assume so. Good shackle. Crystal Maiden definitely got picked off immediately. Windrunner went down. And Bat Rider. 3 heroes dropped for tops 2. And now Orange is looking at a 5 to 11 kill disadvantage. Morphling in the jungle, trying to farm up the rest of his Lincolns. Not really any safe place to farm. There's one problem with losing your tower like that. As soon as it gets pushed, you can't really defend that. I love the fact that they just took an Aegis and I didn't notice. That was awesome. He's got a Yasha. His attack speed is great. Nice stack over here done by one of the other players. This is so good to do. Drow Ranger has so much damage over time that if you give her Helm of the Dominator, she will heal up. Omnia's just going to stick around and pop the Purification if needed, but she's going to be absolutely fine using that Helm of the Dominator lifesteal up, despite only having 900 HP. A lot of sentry wards on the ground. They did ward this to just to see if Roshan, that way they could Roshan without getting scouted out, and that was actually a really big advantage that they just got there. It's a really fast Roshan time, 24 minutes in. It's one of the benefits of having a hero like Drow Ranger, who ends up getting Helm of the Dominator as her core. A little bit of ping by the Radiant team, I believe. Morphling continuing to farm. I believe he has his recipe on the way. TP scroll, just recipe. But the Lincolns will make a big difference against heroes like Morphling. Either the slow or the fear are going to get blocked by that. Maybe a Lich Frost. Do we have any... Wow, that's a Demon Edge. Drow Ranger picking up a Demon Edge. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Damage getting into ridiculous levels. There's a smoke. I did see that going. Earthshaker, Invisible, Lich, and Night Stalker as well. Night Stalker with the Vanguard. And here comes the team fight. Night Stalker will become visible. They know where the enemy team is. And will they dive it? They're diving blind, man. There's the Firefly. They're not really sure where to go. There's the Repel on the Drow Ranger. Power shot missing by Extinct, kind of a big mistake, so now the tower will drop no problem. And this Repel plus Drow Ranger thing is working out really good. She's going to go for a damage item really fast here. Possibly just pick up the MKB. Kind of a weird item decision though. Yasha into Demon Edge. It doesn't, I guess you don't really need the Manta for the fact that you don't necessarily need the survivability. You can just have Repel cast on you almost permanently. 12-second duration, 14-second cooldown. Magic immune. Drow Ranger can just right-click heroes, and since they're just fighting a Morphling, Morphling has magic spells. He needs his spells to do his damage or to be tricky. And Drow can also just silence. So I really like MiTH.Trust's lineup here. Their laning situation basically put them in an advantage, and now they basically just have to keep pushing. Drow Ranger can already take the Morphling. Morphling can pressure towers, which is all he can do right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
No sorceries avail.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And will Morphling be able to take out the tower? They're still continuing to push. Myth wants the tower. There is a mech ready to go. There's the Repel. 2k gold now on Drow Ranger. So farm, dude. She's hitting for like 200. That is crazy, and they're all going to back up. One hero TPs. It's going to be Night Stalker immediately. There's the Replicate. We can see a team fight. There's the Frost Arrows. Drow's actually taking a pretty good amount of damage. Shackle Shot on the Earthshaker. And there's the hook shot. Clockwork going in. He cogs him in. He actually got that off. Are you kidding me? I'm really surprised. Oh, he got repelled. No wonder. Nice chain Frost. And those two support heroes go down. Clockwork drops. Crystal Maiden will follow. Morphling in here as well, doing some damage. Nice replicate. He immediately leaves. Goes back up to the top lane. Goes back to farming. He knows that the team fight was over. There's no reason for him to be there. TP's to the bot lane, and he uses that Night Stalker replicate to come back. And now he's going to be able to take this tower at the very least, despite his team losing a tower and a team fight. It's very nice by Morphling. That was a really good play, Mushi. But I think MiTH.Trust is extremely well poised to just win this game. It's going to be over soon. Drow Ranger probably not going to make a Monkey King bar, I guess. Maybe going to go for crit, I think would be smarter, considering that she does have lifesteal. Getting the lifesteal bonus if you get a crit is really, really nice. But also going for something like a Manta style would definitely be great. Dire team backing up once again. Roshan is not there, which I'm sure they're aware of. This would be a perfect time, Roshan, by the way. And Drow Ranger will just go on the neutral creeps. He'll be farming up even farther. Point booster on the Night Stalker. He's going towards that Aghanim Scepter. It's going to give him a lot of vision of the enemy team. Yamita with the Vitality booster now. Going to keep him alive. Possibly going to get a Vanguard. Might just sit on the bonus HP. That would be smart. Vanguard would not be amazing, but it wouldn't be bad. It's another rocket doing damage. I feel like the Clockwork pick wasn't really that effective as a result of the Omni. I really like that play. Earthshaker getting hooked upon, just repel him. All of a sudden he can't fissure, or he can actually fissure. And the battery assault does nothing. And Clockwork's actually just really underfarmed, picking up 3 bracers here because he knows he's underfarmed. He's just getting everything that he can possibly get. And in this case, it's a really, really safe and cheap way to build up items because they give you a little bit of mana, a little bit of agility, and a decent amount of strength. This way he doesn't have to spend 1,000 gold on arcane boots and then buy HP items. He can just buy bracers and cover all of his bases a little bit. Now the rocket did spot out most of the enemy team. They were smoked up, but it's actually 2 Night Stalker illusions. I assume, we'll see if they actually... Yeah, their positioning makes me think that they're quite aware, especially Night Stalker, I'm sorry, Windrunner up on the high ground. And there's a rocket. It's going to hit the mid lane.
Generation.
Alright, Morphling with the obscenely fast Yasha here. He actually doesn't have TP scroll cooldown, so if there's a team fight... Wow, Crystal Maiden just got dropped. It is actually going to be a Monkey King bar. Oh yeah, Monkey King bar is good against Windrunner, guys. Really good. Yamata trying to do everything he can. He did get his Vanguard finished. But once again, the Frost Armor plus the Repel on the Drow Ranger means that she can just auto-attack towers. God, the damage she's doing is ridiculous. Tower drops. Mushi trying to push the top lane. Omni Knight keeping everybody alive basically with his arcane boots, with this mechanism. Drow Ranger going up the hill, taking a little bit of tower damage. There is a heal. God, the damage is just ridiculous. There's a heal. Are we going to see Repel? There it is. He may just commit to the tower. Easy tower kill. Drow Ranger does have the Aegis, so even if she does end up dying, the game is still going to be a win. Or at least the push is still going to be a win. And there we go. Barret are going to ulti as soon as the Repel ends. Are they going to be able to burst her down before the Aegis goes down? And indeed, she does drop. Nice power shot. Really nice shackle shot. Winter not going to survive this most likely. Drow Ranger is back up. No silence. And there's the stun. Is it going to pick him off? He is transferring strength. He is waveform through. No problem. But Omni Knight picks off the Clockwork Goblin. And there is literally nobody dead. They picked off the Drow Ranger, but that was a lot of ultis used. And as a result, MiTH picks up an obscenely easy Rax. They will be shifting down to the bot lane and most likely being successful in cleaning up the second Rax. Only hero that's down is Clockwork Goblin though, so there are options. Crystal Maiden dying so fast. Even Mushi just getting destroyed by these hits. Lincoln's blocking the fissure.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Next tower is down. Second rack's about to fall.
All wands will break healing and harm.
Oh, that's funny. The replicate got the the repel. It's pretty funny stuff. Mushi will be pursuing. He does have his ulti. Is he gonna go on? Doesn't have his blink dagger. Is he gonna jump on one of these heroes? No. Repel on the Draw Ranger. There's the hook shot. Gonna pick off the nice Earthshaker, gets 4-staffed up the high ground. Disable on the Night Stalker. Bat Rider gets picked off though. Just not enough damage done, and there we go. A couple auto attacks. Draw Ranger finally falls. Will Mushi be successful? He is regenning slowly. There's a Sentry Ward dropped. And there's the waveform, and 2 hits. Windrunner unfortunately steals the kill there from the Morphling, and that's a mega kill streak, 410 gold. But they did lose it at full set Rex. They lost the tower as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Illusion.
Alright, so Earthshaker is super farm, guys. Like, look at this. Blink Dagger, Arcane, and a Force Staff. The reason you get the Force Staff is because it just gets you out of danger with Clockwork Goblin. I mean, you can't always expect the Repel to save you, because that Repel is almost always going to be on the Drow Ranger. If the Drow Ranger doesn't have to rely on buying a BKB, all of a sudden she's 1 damage item ahead. Sure, she's at 3,900 gold, you know? She has 32 in the bank right now. Not going to opt to buy just a Manta style. I guess they're concerned about buybacks. Understandably. Yes, I can check the gold graph. 75k, I'm sorry, 7.5k advantage in terms of MiTH.Trust. But even ignoring that gold graph, I think it's just important to look at the fact that Drow Ranger can get magic immunity, and she can also just right click the crap out of enemy heroes.
Purified.
So Roshan will drop. Not much that Orange can do about it. They don't even realize. They may know, but it doesn't matter. The Sentry Ward got placed. The Observer Ward got placed.
Roshan has fallen to the die.
And Drow Ranger picks up the Aegis once again. Will she actually buy a Manta style now? That's the real question. Courier bringing somebody something, but actually she's going to buy an Eagle Horn, or an Eagle Song, sorry. Going to be going immediately for that Butterfly, opting not to just pick up the Manta style. And this game is very close to being over. Surprisingly, 2 towers missing on the top for MiTH.Trust, but Night Stalker picking up his Aghanim Scepter, so they're going to be absolutely aware of Orange's movements. Omni Knight, no new items yet for him. Magic Stick. I'm sorry, his magic wand is absolutely maxed out. And there's the smoke. They immediately find the Crystal Maiden, replicate, and it goes down. So a little bit of a mistake there. They did not have to cast those abilities. A little bit of surprise has been wasted, but on the bright side, Orange is definitely smart enough to realize, oh, you know, they're probably going to push the bottom lane. They're not going to give up on this pushing. I mean, even if they could delay this longer, I still don't think that Morphling could out-carry the Drow Ranger. They picked a really, really good job. I really do like Myth's picks. There is the Repel. Rocket going to slow down the push. Drow may go to the high ground. Hitting Bat Rider pretty well. Just going to opt on the melee racks instead. And 2 seconds here, there is the Diffusal Blade. A Diffusal Blade on Morphling, very interesting item, and holy crap, doing so much damage. They pick off Drow Ranger. Now he is going on a different target. Omni Knight healing up, slowly Repel now on the Drow Ranger. Chain Frost coming through, it's going to pick off Yamata with a little bit of help. Where is Morphling at? He is auto-attacking Furious, waveforms through the Echo Slam. And there's the silence, and that's it for Mushi. Mushi will go down. Will he be able to buy back? He doesn't have the money, and that's going to be it in my opinion. Are we going to see a GG? Bot Rex will fall guaranteed. They will shift to the top lane. Everybody's still alive, and this is all because of their advantage. Mushi calling good game. We're going to go next game, guys. It is now 2-1. Orange still in the lead here, but MiTH.Trust still fighting uphill. They cannot lose any games. They have to keep dominating just like this game. Really, really great win for them. And if they can win the next 2 games, they're going to be the champion. So, yeah, that's why he got the refusal. Purge off repel. You're correct.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Good shackle shot. It's not going to matter.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Yeah, Omni pick definitely was very, very good. Can they pull Dryranger enough? No, it is not close enough. The damage, it's so much. And nice Sarker not dead. Almost. Alright, so MiTH.Trust guys pulling out the win game 2 with that advantage. I guess it's technically game 3. I'm just going to call it game 3 from now on. They are behind 1-2. It's a best of 5, 2 more wins, and MiTH.Trust is going to be the champion, but we will see how it goes in the next game. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back in just a second with game 4 of the Dota 2 Malaysian Invitational.